Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us in the room on tonight. I hope and pray that you have had a great day so far on this last day of winter. So come on in, like, love, and share. Go ahead and subscribe so you can get the notifications as to when we are on in the room, the place where we talk about what we talk about. And so I want tonight to invite you to join the conversation and enjoy the conversation. Go ahead and tag somebody. Go ahead and hit somebody up and tell them that we're in the room on tonight, and we're talking about something that's necessary, as we always do in the room. And so, excuse me. Getting my voice ready for this conversation. So I want to say thank you up front to those who have been joining us in the room each and every week. Again, this is the place where we talk about what we talk about. And so, as you know, with life happening the way that life is happening, we have a lot to talk about. So I want to again invite you to invite somebody else, share, like, love. Subscribe, all the things that we do on social media so that you can get in the room and get the notifications as we talk about what we talk about. So tonight is no different. So last week we talked about frustration. And part of that time in talking about frustration, there was a little snippet where we talked about seasons. And so sometimes we like to rush one season because we're trying to get to the next season. And sometimes we will get to the next season not knowing that the previous season was meant to happen to prepare us for the season that we were trying to rush into. And so oftentimes we will hit up a season or we'll enter a season and we will find ourselves unprepared. We will find ourselves excited about the next season, excited about what's coming up, but then find out that we're not even ready for it. We're not even prepared for it. It was just the sheer excitement of moving from where we are into the next and not necessarily understanding fully what the next entailed and what the next involved. And so even sometimes we will cause people to allow people rather to rush us into seasons that we're not ready for. And so you have to know when a certain season ends. You have to know when the next season is supposed to begin. You have to know and understand that seasons are necessary. Seasons are necessary. No, we don't necessarily like all the seasons that we have to encounter, but seasons are necessary. Seasons are necessary. Every season that you have gone through in the natural and in the spirit, they've been necessary. We didn't necessarily know certain seasons going to be like they were, but in the long run, we can look back and say that there's something that we learn in every season of life. There's something that we learn on every season that we had to go through. And so, whether it was something you learned about yourself, something you learned about other people, and oftentimes it's something you learn and something you encounter and experience with God. So, tonight we are talking seasons. So, go ahead again, invite somebody into this space on tonight so they can hear what it is that they need to hear. This God ordained space, this space that God created just for us. So, again, tonight we are talking about seasons. We're talking about seasons. So, for many of you who don't know, I have favorite seasons. I think we all kind of do. Some people don't, but let me tell you, my favorite seasons, my absolute favorite season is the season of autumn, known as fall. And I think it's because that's the season I was born in. It's just kind of a chill season. It's kind of laid back. I love the colors, those earth tones. It's just something about the fall of the year. That crispness in the air. It's not too cold. It's kind of just right. And then my next favorite season, I think it's winter. I don't know, it's just something about the coziness of it. Yeah, I know winter can be harsh, but it's something about the coziness of that season. And then you got spring. I'm not shining spring. Then you have spring, you got summer, right? Okay, yeah, they're coming. And so I started thinking about seasons literally all this week. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about seasons. And so it just hit me, of course, the nerd that I am. I had to go and just kind of like study this thing about seasons. I had to go and study it. I had to go and take a look at it. I had to go and dig a little bit deeper in terms of seasons. And so there's some things I want to share with you on tonight about seasons. And I'm telling y'all, when you get this revelation, when you get this eye opener, it's literally for some of you, it's going to be a aha moment for you. For some of you, it's going to be like, oh, I didn't understand why I had to go through that season. So get your pen ready, get your pencil ready, get your iPad ready, get your notepad ready, get your OtterBox ready, get whatever it is you need to get ready, because I guarantee you want to take notes. Even if you're watching a replay, I'm telling you, it's going to bless you. It's going to bless you. It's going to bless you. So the first thing that I had to do was, how we just assume that we know what a word means. You know how we just assume that we're just, oh, because we've heard it all our lives, we've experienced it all our lives, that we know what certain words mean, right? And so when I looked up the etymology of the word season, and when I looked up the synonym, a word that was very similar to seasons, what I got was active period. An active period. That means in every season, because the word season is just the word season. It didn't break it down into winter, spring, summer, fall. It just said season. And so seasons mean that it's a time period where something or things are active. They're active. That means that something is happening. It may be something that you can control. It may be something that you don't necessarily like, but seasons are supposed to be active. They're supposed to be active. Things are supposed to happen. But here's the thing about seasons and an active period. It's not going to be the same thing happening in every season. They're supposed to be different. Some seasons look like they're the same. Sometimes, if you're living where we're living, in good old Georgia, you might have 4 seasons in one day. That's just how it is. But nevertheless, it is active. It's moving. There's something that's happening. And so oftentimes what will happen is when we get to seasons that we don't like, we stop moving. When we get to seasons that bother us, when we get to seasons that irritate us, when we get to seasons that frustrate us, we will oftentimes just stop and say, I'm not going to do anything at all. I'm not going to pray. I'm not going to talk to people. I'm going to isolate myself. I'm just going to stay right here until this thing passes. I'm going to stay right here until this season passes. Let me tell you something. Every season of life that you're in is supposed to be active. Something is supposed to be happening. Oftentimes, we don't know what's supposed to be happening because we have not consulted the one who created the seasons. So we just think because it's a certain season, we just kind of know what's supposed to be happening. We already know what's supposed to be going on. Not necessarily so. Oh, I've been through this season before. Could it be that some of the seasons in your life look the same because you have not learned the lesson yet? So if you're the person who is saying this season kind of looks familiar, and you find yourself saying that a lot, it could possibly be that because you did not learn from the last time you went through that season, that you have to repeat the season. So it's not necessarily the season that's the issue. It's the fact that you were not necessarily active like you were supposed to be. It's not necessarily the season that's the issue. What the issue is you did not do what you were supposed to do in that season because possibly you were trying to rush to the next one. Yeah, I know, right? Right? Deep, right? Yeah. So if you're the person who it kind of looks like, what's that movie, Groundhog's Day? Where it was every morning, it was the same thing over and over again. Every year it's the same thing over and over again. Every week it's the same thing. Looks like you're talking to the same person. Looks like you're experiencing the same thing. It's not necessarily the season, y'all. It's what you're doing or choosing not to do in that season, the lessons that you have yet to learn so that you can move on to the next season, the next active period. An active period. What am I supposed to be doing? Oftentimes what will happen when we come to seasons, we don't necessarily consult God about the seasons. We'll talk to other people and we will compare our seasons to their season. So can I tell you that that is one thing that that will definitely slow you down. Is when you are trying to compare your season to somebody else's season. It's not going to look alike. We want to have twin seasons, especially if you are closely connected to somebody, especially if you are if that's your friend, that's your bestie, that's your dog. And so you think that because you're going through seasons together that they're supposed to look the same. Not necessarily so. And so now what happens is the detriment of that is you may not learn the individualized lesson that you're supposed to learn because you're trying to make your season mirror somebody else's. Take your age, for instance. Whatever age you are, oftentimes what we do, we'll run the list. And God, my life don't look like that. We're the same age. How come they got more than I got? We're the same age. How come is it that I'm always struggling? And wait a minute, we were born the same year, born the same month. What's up? We've been kind of traveling this life thing together. Why is it that their life looks so much better than mine? And so what happens is we're so busy looking at and actively watching other people's season until we don't find the time to live our own. Thus, the need to repeat. I'm going to say that again. That was pretty good, G. We're so busy watching the seasons in other people's lives until we forget that we have our own. We're so busy sometimes trying to make our seasons look like somebody else's season of life until we forget, hey, wait a minute. There's a season that's just for me. That's just for me. So, what I want to encourage us and caution us to do tonight is take a look at the seasons that you're in. Take a look at the season that you're in. So, I was a little, I don't know, I had a moment today because I was like, wow, this is the last day of winter. We're about to end the natural, literally tap into another season. Winter kind of went by kind of fast. I don't know whether it's me or not, and it could y'all help me out. But the older you get, seems like these seasons are going by a little bit faster than they normally would. So I had to sit with this for a moment today. I had to sit with this. I had to sit with this and say, hey, you are at the end of another season. Did you learn what you're supposed to learn? Did you do all the things that you were supposed to do? And so it kind of got me going down this rabbit hole of seasons, if you will. So here it is over where we are. We're in the season of winter, right? It's a winter season. And so I was thinking about seasons again today. And some seasons are meant to kill things off. And winter is that season. Although winter may look cold, it may look harsh, it may look barren, it looks like the trees are bare, it looks like nothing is growing, it looks like nothing is happening. Winter is still an active season. It's still an active season. Even the barrenness, even though it looks desolate, it's still an active season. And so the purpose of winter, it literally is meant to kill off some things so that they won't become overpopulated. Could it be that the season that you think is barren is really God saying, hey, I had to have it to look this way because there are some things I need to kill off and kill inside of you before you go to the next season? There are some people that need to fall away from you, that need to kind of fall off before you go to the next season. And so even though this season looks harsh, even though this season looks barren, even though this season looks like nothing is growing, nothing is prospering, nothing is flourishing, it's a reason and it's necessary. I told y'all better have somebody tap into this on tonight. It is necessary. It's necessary. Even though it's cold and sometimes it can be inclement, sometimes it can be uncomfortable, it's necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary because it kills off the things that no longer need to be present in your life. It kills off the things that no longer need to be present in your life. And so what it's actually killing what's not needed. You know how we take things from season to season to season to season to season? And so the winter seasons, the seasons that look barren, the seasons that look desolate, it's really meant to kill those things off. It's meant to expose those things that you don't need anymore. It's meant to expose those things that you need to let go of. It's supposed to expose those thoughts that you need to let go of, those people that you need to let go of, those habits that you need to let go of. It's meant to kill some things off. There's something that I found out about winter. It says it ensures only the strongest, healthiest individuals survive in order to reproduce. And so while you're in the winter seasons of life, what's happening is God is literally exposing those things that are meant to stay. Exposing those people that are meant to stay. Everybody can't hang with you in your winter season. Everybody can't handle your barren seasons. And so what happens is it exposes those people. It even brings exposure to you. What is it that you're holding on to that it's just not going to survive? Because it's not meant to be with you in that season. So when you take a look at the winter season of life, y'all, I know sometimes winter get a bad rap. It gets a bad rap. I get it because there are things that happen. It's inconveniencing everybody. It's the weather. Flights are being canceled. You can't travel like you need to. And so sometimes, if you notice, the winter season will shut things down because sometimes we're doing too much. Sometimes we're moving around too much. And so what you will find is in the wintertime, a lot of times things will just shut down. Sometimes you have to stay inside. Sometimes you just got to be still. I know. I know. So it reveals the strong things that can survive. It reveals what is going to remain to help you reproduce. So don't dismiss your winter season. Don't dismiss it. Don't dismiss it. And then you have seasons like summer, right? So I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'll endure it, but I'm not necessarily a big fan. So what happens is summer even kills. Yeah. Your summer season, so even though the winter looks like it's not active, it is. It's killing off some things, exposing some things. Even the summer is meant to kill off some things. So let me tell you about summer. So the summer season, plants that the summer kills the plants that can't tolerate the drought. So when things heat up in your life, what happens is God is exposing those people who can't tolerate the drought in your life. The people who are riding your coattail. The people who are with you only because of your title. The people who are only with you because they can benefit from you. So when the benefits run out, what happens is God is saying, "Oh, yep, that was about to drop off," because they were only with you for the benefits. And so when things heat up in your life, when you're not as popular as you once were, when you don't have all the dollars that you once had, it exposes what needs to happen. So summer comes to expose the things that can't tolerate your drought. Can I share with you, all of us have had a season of drought. All of us have had some season of drought where it looks like ain't nothing happened. It looks like everything is dried up. The money dried up, the friendships are dried up, your prayer life is dried up. Literally, everything seems like it is dried up. So what happens is summer kills those things that can't tolerate the heat in your life. It kills those ideas. It separates you from the people who can't tolerate the drought in your life, who can't tolerate the fact that the heat has been turned up. I'm telling you, it's purposeful. The other thing I learned about summer, so summer kills fish that are in shallow water because the oxygen level drops. So what does that mean? That means that even the things and the people in your life who are shallow, who are just with you because who are just like surface level, who can't really get you, like who don't really understand your vision, like who don't really understand your purpose, they die off. They die off because they're in the shallow. They can't stay in the shallow wind. They can't stay in the shallow waters. because you about to go deep. God is calling you to go deeper. God is calling you to go all in. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. So being in a shallow end, they can't handle it. That but you can't handle it because you're just like, no, I'm called to more. So because I'm called to more, that means I need to go deeper. Because I'm called to more, that means I need to go all the way in. Everybody can't handle you going all the way in. Everybody can't handle your assignment. And I know y'all been cool since kindergarten, but everybody can't handle your assignment. Everybody can't handle what God has shown you. So they can't, they don't have the capacity for it. So they die off. They die off. They die off. So the other thing about summer it shapes communities. So what happens is, and I'll tell you about that, summer is hot, right? So it shapes it shapes your communities. It shows you who with you. It shows you who can hang with you during the heat. When the heat is turned up, summer will show you, that summer season of your life will show you, oh yeah, you can depend on that one. Oh, that one right there, yep, she's still hanging. I know it's 111,000 degrees. They right there with you. It exposes who's with you. Again, these are active periods of your life. They're not meant to be silent. They're not meant to be inactive. Something has to be happening all the time. And it doesn't mean that you have to shout about it. Just let it happen. Just let God do what God does, and that's be God in every single season. So let me tell you, the other thing, y'all, my favorite season is winter, right? I mean, not winter and autumn, right? So autumn, or the fall of the year, it doesn't necessarily kill anything off, but what it does is it prepares you for winter. It prepares you for the silent seasons. It prepares you for the season where it feels like you're isolated. It prepares you for the season that you feel like nothing is happening. It prepares you for the season where you feel like, God, are you still there? So what happens in the art, we see it in the natural. The leaves begin to fall off. Things begin to change. The colors begin to change. In the fall season of your life, in the autumn season of your life, don't be surprised when people change up on you. Don't be surprised when you start seeing different colors of people. Don't be surprised when you start seeing the different reactions in people, because it's preparing you for the next season. Don't be surprised when people start falling off. It's preparation. It's not meant to harm you. It's not to your detriment. It's just preparation. Don't get upset. It's still an active period. Don't get upset when God is like, "Hey, I'm gonna shift your circle." The people that you were hanging with, the people that you thought, "Oh yeah, we good," that all of a sudden they don't understand what you're talking about. All of a sudden they don't understand why you keep doing what you're doing, because to them it doesn't look like it's working. Let them fall off. Let it fall off. Let what's not necessary, what's not growing, what's not flourishing, let it fall off. In the season of autumn, it is known as that transition season. It's a transition season. It sets the stage for the next season. It sets the stage where it feels like it's kind of quiet. It sets the stage where it feels like, God, I don't know. And God's like, literally, I'm not going to leave you without being prepared for the next season. Now, if whether we listen or not is up to us. Whether we sit and be still and get the instructions for the next season, it's up to us. Whether we sit still and listen and get the instructions for the season that we're in, it's really up to us. Because here's the thing about seasons in the natural, they're going to change regardless. They coming regardless. Unless God decides to say, all right, that's enough for winter. We're not going to do winter anymore. Nope, that's enough for summer. Yeah, we're kind of done with summer. They're going to happen regardless. These active periods are going to happen. Change in your life is going to happen. Shifts in your life are going to happen. Now you can decide, we can decide whether we're going to move with them or not, whether we're going to learn the lesson or not. I was thinking today, I had a moment of just sitting and thinking, and I had to really come to the conclusion there are some seasons that I'm just kind of tired of. But here's the thing, it's not because somebody did something to me, it's because I haven't learned the lesson. There's just some seasons that we should get tired of repeating. The seasons of just not the season of lack of discipline, the season of inconsistency, the season of say, okay, I'm going to, sounding like a broken record. What seasons do you keep repeating? And you have just chalked it up as to, well, that's just, I guess, how life is supposed to be. No, God is like, no, you're not doing the necessary work in the season. Do the work. Put the work in. God is literally sending people to tell us, hey, this on the way, that's on the way. The season of mismanagement. What seasons have you been abusing? What cycles do you keep repeating because you have been abusing the seasons? And God is saying, here's the thing, I love it. He's like, these seasons come around every year, every year, every year, every year. It's not like it's a surprise. But every time we hit a certain season, we act like we're surprised. We act like we're shocked. And God is saying, no, these are necessary active periods in your life so that you can create a sense of balance. It's supposed to be seasons. We're supposed to go through them, the ones that we like and the ones that we don't like. The transition season. And here's spring. Spring, the spring of the year. Spring of the year, about growth. It's about rebirth. Here's the thing, spring will help you adapt quickly. Because sometimes here, my mom and I had this conversation today, and we were talking about the fact that, yeah, spring is starting tomorrow, this and the other. And she said, yeah, she said, but even with spring starting tomorrow, technically in the natural, you will still experience some cold snaps. So you will still experience some remnants of the previous season. And so what happens is all of a sudden, abruptly, some of the remnant will just go away. And you have to be ready to enter and be ready to actively be in that season all in. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. That season of rebirth. That season of renewal. That season of freshness. Figure out what season you're in. Go take a look at the seasons. Go take a look at the descriptions. Think about what season you're in. Think about what seasons you might be tired of. The seasons you might be frustrated with, not because somebody is doing something to you. And let me help us. Let me help us, all of us. I'm just tired of going through this season. It's just the enemy. Sometimes, again, y'all, it ain't the enemy. Sometimes it's your enemy. Sometimes it's us not wanting to change. Sometimes it's us not listening. Sometimes we have gotten so accustomed to the way things are because we have created these habits until we just chalk it up to, well, that's just how my life is. Not necessarily so. There are certain seasons that will frustrate you because God is trying to get you to change. God is trying to get you to move. He's trying to get you to do better. Aren't you tired of being frustrated in certain seasons? I know I am. I know I am. I know I am because I know there's more. I know I am because I know God wants better for me than sometimes I want for myself. The other frustrating part is When you're connected to somebody, you got to pray that if you're supposed to be walking with people in the season that you're in, pray for them. Pray for them. Sometimes sometimes we will lag behind because we don't want to leave people behind. Sometimes we will forfeit a season of reproduction. We will forfeit a season because we don't want to leave somebody behind. Sometimes we'll say, okay, I'm just going to kind of slow down so they can catch up. I'm telling you, I don't know who this is for, but you better keep it moving. They just going to have to catch up. You better keep it moving because they just gonna have to catch up. There are times when I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna kind of, I don't want to, but God, I don't want to seem like I'm going ahead. I don't want to seem like I'm leaving. He said, hey, no, they ain't got it yet. You gonna have to keep moving. It's not to hurt nobody's feelings. It's not to be rude and disrespectful. But there's some things that God has for each of us. Stop lagging behind. Stop shutting the season down by not allowing it to be active and to activate something in your life. Yes, seasons can be scary. Seasons can cause you to doubt. Seasons can cause you to worry. Seasons can cause you to fear because you're just like, especially if they're new, like brand spanking new. God, we ain't never done this before. Keep going through them. Let them develop. Let him do what he wants to do in every single season. I got scripture for you tonight. So I want to look at Psalm 1, the first Psalm, right? And this is coming from the Easy English Bible. And the heading says the two paths. The two paths. It says, if someone does not do what wicked people tell him to do, if he does not join with sinners, if he does not meet with those who laugh at God, God has blessed that person. Be mindful of who you connect with in the seasons of your life. He is happy when he obeys the law of the Lord. He thinks about God's law during the day and at night. Here's the part: he will become like a tree that grows beside streams of water. It gives its fruit at the right season. Its leaves do not fall off. Everything that person does will have a good result. If you stick to your seasons, if you allow God to develop you in the seasons, if you stay active in the seasons, let me tell you something, the fruit is coming. The fruit is coming. Stay rooted in the season that you're in. Learn all you can learn in the season that you're in. Stop trying to rush to the next season because you're trying to make it look like somebody else's. Stop trying to rush to the next season because you see what somebody else is doing in the winter of their life. You see what somebody else is doing in the spring of their life. You see what somebody else is doing in the autumn of their life. You see what somebody else is doing in the summer of their life. And God is saying, but I designed that just for them. That ain't your life. It's not your life. Whatever season you're in, recognize it. If you're not sure, ask God about it. God, what season we in? Are we in a season where stuff is dying off? Are we in a season where you turning the heat up so I can really see who down with me? Or is it the season where things are falling off? Am I in transition? Sit with him. Ask him. He'll tell you. I wanted to drop in to share this with you on tonight, on this last day of winter, as we shift into a new season in the natural. Every one of them are active. All of these seasons are meant to be active periods. Active periods. That means if it's not a good season, it ain't gonna last. Even if it's a flourishing season, even in those seasons, there are times God's like, okay, we're gonna slow it down a little bit now. Don't fret. Don't be anxious. Don't worry. Stay rooted. Be mindful of who you are connected to in these seasons. If someone does not do what wicked people tell him to do, if he does not join with sinners, people who are going to talk you out of doing what God is calling you to do. If he does not meet with those who laugh at God, God has blessed that person. He's happy when he obeys. Even in the season that seem uncomfortable, happy when he obeys. Even in the season that you don't even understand, happy when he obeys. He will become like a tree that grows beside streams of water. That means if you're growing beside the streams of water, if you are rooted, if you are planted, that means you're constantly being nourished. You're constantly being watered. You're constantly getting what you need. It gives its fruit at the right season. You gonna be productive. That's a guarantee. Everything that person does will have a good result. Seasons are necessary. Listen, I pray that this was a blessing to you on the night. Share this with somebody. Put this on your pages. Share this link. Whatever you need to do. Somebody needs to hear it. So if you're watching a replay, I hope you are taking notes. I'm telling you, don't want to miss it. Take your notes. Stick with this. Hold on to this. I'm telling you, it blessed me. I got a whole lot of good revelation. Don't be so quick to chalk everything up to the enemy. Don't be so quick to always talk about the devil trying to do something to you. No, that's God is saying, hey, I'm just developing you in this season. What are you doing that's causing you to keep repeating the same season in your life? What are you doing? What are you so comfortable with doing? What habits do you need to get rid of that you're saying, you know what, God, I'm kind of tired of this. You've shown me a different way. I'm just not gravitating towards it because it's going to take a lot of work. That means I have to lose some people. That means I have to think differently. That means I have to shift my behavior. Yeah. If you want to learn, if you want to grow, if you want to get into the next season and be able to enjoy the fruit of it. So, again, I pray that you'll share this with somebody. If you have not subscribed, please go to our YouTube page, LSCM633. Again, share this with somebody. I guarantee somebody needs to hear this. Listen, if you want to sow on tonight, if you say, I want to know more about what you're doing, you can go to www.linktree/LSC Ministries. If you want to sow on tonight, you can do so via Cash App, $LSCM633. I pray that it's a blessing to you. Listen, I know for some of you, it's the end. It's the end of your winter. It's the end of your season of barrenness. It's the end of your season of isolation. It's the end of your season of being desolate. It's the end of your season where it seems like things are harsh and uncomfortable. It's the end of that. It's literally for some of us, it's the end of that season. Remember, I told you spring. Spring means you have to adapt quickly. You have to adapt quickly. You know it's coming. They happen every year. You have to adapt quickly. For some of us, that's what the Lord is saying to us on tonight. You got to adapt quickly. Because that thing that you've been praying about, those things that you've been asking me about, those things that you've been fasting about, those things that have been prophesied over your life, hey, the season is here. The season is here. Don't let it catch you not ready. You had time. I've given you time. I told you it was coming. You're going to have to adapt quickly. Recognize it. You got to monitor and adjust quickly. So I love y'all. I pray that you have had a great winter season in the natural. And I pray that this spring season will be the beginning of a rebirth. Will be your rebirth season, will be your season of renewal, your season of refreshing, your season of saying, God, you know what? I can shift. I don't want to keep repeating these same cycles. Help me to do better in every season. Help me to steward my seasons well. That's all I got tonight. Listen, thank y'all for joining us in the room. We praise God for you. We thank God for you. And so next week, y'all know what time it is. Chair chats. You don't want to miss this chair chat for this month. I guarantee you that you don't. It's going to absolutely bless you. going to absolutely bless you. Naturally and spiritually, it's going to absolutely bless you. And so, again, share this time with someone. Every Thursday night, we are in the room talking about what we talk about. So, I love y'all. God loves you. And again, hey, don't forget to share this with somebody. Don't forget to like, love, and do all the things that we normally do on social media. I guarantee you want to hear this. Go back and listen to it again. Heck, I might go back and listen to it again myself. So go back and listen to it again. Again, your season, whatever season you're in, ask God to show it to you. Ask God to show it to you. So I love you. God bless you. Look, have a good night, and we'll see you in these Jesus streets. Holla.